All right. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys have had a better day today than yesterday. The market's seeing a little bit of a rebound. You have good old Loki right here looking at a treat that he's going to be getting in a minute, which we'll just give him now because he's eyeballing it pretty hard. It's not your typical little meat stick or something like that he normally likes. I've been buying these little bones for him, and he really seems to enjoy them quite a bit. He took about a week to like them, but he seems to think they're pretty darn good. Normally I don't stream for you guys on Sundays, but since it's just pure chaos over the last few days, I was like, let's keep on talking here, guys. So Loki's gonna get this nice little treat right here. Boom, boom, boom. And because of recent news and viral stuff with Hassan over the last few days, you can tell that Loki has zero callers and he is not in my shot all the time, right? So today I wanted to go over just what's happening with the market overall. We'll probably go into a little bit of a deeper technical analysis type of situation here, where normally we just do some top view stuff. We might dig in and look for some more serious levels of support and things like that. I want to give you guys my honest opinion of what I think could possibly happen with Bitcoin here, because as much as we're about to talk about technicals, a single tweet from Trump could either get the market booming back up to all-time highs or make it crash below $100,000. And that's kind of the scary moment we find ourselves in. But because we're kind of in this interesting moment, I would say, I'm gonna try to make this a longer stream today, even if nobody's talking, even if nobody's chatting. I know it's a sad day, people got stuff to do. Heck, I stayed up like half the night last night watching that Mariners game at the cigar lounge. But what I'm going to do here today is just go over everything, have a good time. I haven't really been doing anything today, to be honest. I'm just kind of, sleeping in, relaxing. I don't have no rings on. I got no chain on, nothing. It's pretty good morning here. I got a bottle of water from my YouTube manager to say thanks for some cool stuff I've been doing for them. Water. And then, because I'm getting water on my shirt, I do have a cigar to smoke with you guys today. So this is called a Flathead Renegade. I got this over at the Thunderbird Trading Lounge in let's just say Tacoma, Washington. But it should last for a minute, which is going to be very, very exciting for me, because I need a good smoke, because after this stream I'm probably heading out for the night to go chill with some friends. Or no, I probably won't head out till like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so I got some time. I don't have my cutter with me, the one I normally use, so I think I'm going to go with the punch cut that's built into the bottom of this lighter. Let's see if I can open this up very fast. There we go. Little punch cutter right there. Oh, this has a little bit of a messed up top, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't like that top. There we go. Punch it in here. Take a little hole out of it. Now I got myself... Oh, it didn't come out. Oh, okay. Let's see. There we go. All right. That should get the job done. We'll see. All right, here we go. Ah, you can hear the torch. Beautiful. It's a box press, so it should smoke a little bit slower, which will last me a little bit longer. There we go. Whew. Inhaled some smoke there. I got Madonna playing behind me, plus some R&B hits, which would be pretty nice. Let's get after it. Hey, Villarat. Hey, Knoxville. Happy to see both of you guys in here. I have this thing of tea I have also in front of me. I'll move that over so I can see you guys' messages. Okay. So let's get started off with what's been happening since yesterday, right? We've already seen that big drop. Bitcoin today has still gone down a little bit more, around 3.5%. Ethereum is down about 5%. XRP is down. Everything's down. Solana is down around 10% today, it says, which is a little bit more terrifying here. 11% now. So Bitcoin might be coming down as we speak, which is not a fantastic thing. But across the board, the majority of stuff is down. You can see a few things of green in here, but that's like 0.17%, 1%. Leo, 0.5%. I mean, the stable coins and stuff doesn't really matter. 13% for M. I saw Miro was up a lot today as well. So there's a few things up, but as you can see, the majority of stuff right now is pretty darn abysmal, right? So let me go over here very fast, push this up. And I need to turn down this volume because I can't have YouTube listening to Madonna and being mad at me and stuff like that. Okay, so as far as Bitcoin's concerned, I was doing some trading here a little bit earlier this morning because I like I said, I'm sleeping in because I stayed up late. I did have an opportunity to make some money this morning. I took it, but unfortunately for me, it didn't really hit up here. So I pretty much started scaling out once it started to break down this trend right here. So I did a little bit of a morning trade here to here. It was a little bit of profit, not too much. It's a little bit to keep my coffers up because of the horrible day we had yesterday. But if we go look at Bitcoin right now, you can see since we broke back down, we are retesting. We talked about this yesterday. I believe we were looking at the weekly charts. Well, how a lot of times Bitcoin will test, bounce, and then come back down again. We talked about it happening a few other times, like over here and some nasty moves that we had seen in the past. So far, we are breaking down below the 20. I'm expecting us to try to hold around $100,000 because that's the 50-week moving average. We haven't really been able to break down below this in a very long time. The last time we were below this was March 13th, 2023, okay? That's the last time we were really consistently underneath it. It's been a long time since then. Not over here. We may have tested it, sure, but usually when we've tested it, those have been really great buying opportunities for us. And I'm still in that mindset of having a good buying opportunity because when you zoom out on Bitcoin, at the end of the day, we still are bullish. Everything is still going higher. That's what we want to see. Just like back in the day, it may get a little bit choppy, if I can pull that up. Yeah, choppy, right? But usually we're good. We're good. Now, my main concern isn't so much the technicals because the technicals are still working out okay for Bitcoin. Sure, we might have to wait a little bit longer before we have another big all-time high move, stuff like that, fine. But what makes this so stressful is Bitcoin is fine right now. Altcoins are not, obviously, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Mariners won. The one thing that concerns me is that Donald Trump could tweet something about the tariffs, and that'll make things worse. That'll make Bitcoin drop down quite a bit more. These tariffs are not supposed to start until November 1st. So in reality, we have a little bit of over 2 weeks for Donald Trump to walk these tariffs back if China walks back their new changes to their policies regarding rare earth minerals. So we're kind of relying on China to back down to Trump, therefore Trump can afford to back down himself. It's not a good situation. This was much more of a surprise than I think any of us were expecting. In fact, we're going to be talking about some news today because there were some sad stories that happened from all this crashing and burning, right? But we're going to have to really pay attention to what Trump says and his economic team says this week, because when we were looking at all of this data that I think we're supposed to have inflation data coming out, even if the government's closed. I think we're still supposed to have it. Will that have a major impact because we're still going to be in the shutdown, and on top of that, tariffs can make everything a lot worse. So that's kind of what I'm kind of fearful of right now. You look at Bitcoin compared to a lot of other tokens, Bitcoin's just fine, guys. Bitcoin's still going all-time highs. This is a weekly chart. I know we're having a tidbit here, but we've had nasty moves in the past, and we've managed to recover. Ethereum, a much nastier move, plus a technical breakdown, plus trying to hold above the 20-week moving average. Solana having a much larger drop, dropping below the Fibonacci level here, breaking down below both moving averages and coming back down here to the next level of support around $162. Dogecoin, nasty breakdown, bounced all the way back up and still trying to hold on to support right here, but broke down both below the 50 and the 20-weekly moving averages. You see really nasty moves across the board. Trump token went from $7 all the way to $1.55. Now, if you bought that low, awesome. But this kind of makes me feel like this is the end of Trump token here. I don't know how something like this survives because there was a pure panic, and whoever owned a lot of this stuff, they sold in panic. Melania, same thing. Look at WIF very fast. Talk about a chaotic day. A lot of tokens hit new lows, right? Miro's up 16% today, but you can tell realistically on the weekly chart, it's had a bad week. Anything have a good week? Like hold up okay? Even Pepe got nasty. Look at Floki. Floki, how much did Floki go down? 85%. I don't think exchanges are ready for something like that. ADA. Look at ADA. Yeah, even ADA fell down. Amp, Ape token. Even BNB had a nasty move. Now it's recovered. BNB might be something that's doing a little bit better. XRP broke down below support. And you guys know how I feel about this inertia. When we start to break down, it takes a while for us to stabilize and get back up to having some good moves. AVAX. Yeah. Now, I will say that if you guys like to day trade or swing trade, but specifically day trading, you guys are seeing tons of awesome moves right now, which is going to be what you guys are hoping for. I know the 15-minute one. Some of you guys said you wanted to buy this one. I didn't, just because of the rules I established for myself. But that's the one when we had a green MACD plus the 15. That one still appears to be working, so I'm happy. But I will tell you, the next time I do something more of a swing trade is when I see this 4-hour chart start to go back into bullish territory. So maybe we have a buy signal followed by a green MACD, and I'll ride that wave. I may not be able to buy at the buy signal. It depends on how I feel about the overall market. And again, even though we have these technicals, even though we were lucky enough to have some sell signals before that nasty drop, that drop wasn't an organic drop. It was a news-driven drop because of tariffs, China, Trump, inflation. Everything that we know that comes along with those tariffs really spooked the market. And the market was shook. I won't spend too much time talking about this, but this is a 4-hour chart, right? This is the 4-hour chart for the Dow Jones, coming down now, right? NASDAQ falling down, SPY falling down. And again, this is all the way back from April. So again, this is the last time we had the tariff stuff. Started down pretty nastily, then we had some nasty moves. So I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Russell also coming down. So we're losing like basically a few weeks of momentum just gone like that. And the stock market hasn't had a real time to adjust. They have to calibrate in a different time than we do. Bitcoin is fast. It's rapid. It happens very, very quickly. You're either in or you're out, and it can be painful or very, very exciting, right? But I'm waiting for that next buy signal. On the daily chart, we're probably not going to have that for a minute here. Some people could have bought this and did the wave up here. I didn't, because again, we weren't in the green territory yet. The last time it worked out pretty well for us. We rode that wave, and same over here. I just want to wait for that nice one. We're not going to get many of those buy signals for a minute here. The only way you guys are going to get them is if you guys go over here to the 15, because what we actually saw here. So let's say you had a buy right here, like at 11 or 2:15 a.m. Right? You still had, was 2:15 right here, right? You still had a little bit of a pumps where altcoins were still making larger moves than Bitcoin. So if you guys were able to day trade, you guys were fine. But it required like being at the computer, which may be hard at 2:45 in the morning for most of you guys, or like 5 o'clock Eastern time or something like that. So there's been opportunities, but they have just been, they feel riskier because they are riskier right now because of the volatility with Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to get this right now. If you guys want some day trading stuff in there, we'll work on that a little bit later. We're just going to scroll, and you can just see that all the bloodbath I've read here. Zcash, little hidden gem right now. People might be hopping into something like this to see if they can make some of the money back they lost on all of these tokens here. Yeah, one of the worst things I think about this market, when I was talking to friends and stuff like that last night about all of this and how I lost money, but the Mariners kind of made it up, right? Was that there was no way for anybody to know this was really coming. You know, we had like a hint in the morning that by then the market had already dropped a lot, right? And then by the time the news actually came out, it was pretty much all over. So if I go over here to the last 7 days and see what's fallen down the most, you see Zcash is still up, Meme is still up, and there's a bunch of gold and stable coins, right? On the other side, Plasma is down 55%, Double Zero's down 49, IP, Aster, Pump Fund, World Liberty Financial, all down drastic amounts here. And even though they've been good for the last 30 months, 60 days, whatever, you know, if you've been holding this for months and months and months and months and you're up like 1,300% profit, well, guess what? You know, you were up like 4,000% profit and you lost like half of it over the last week. That's how bad it's going to feel for a lot of people out there. So, you know, even the tokens that have been trending, you know, nothing really crazy going on right now. You know, I think that's just because everybody's kind of pissed off, right? You go over to Dex Scanner. Yeah, nothing really is going crazy right now. Last hour, last 6 hours, little bit of ups and downs, but not too much. Chonky, Pepe, unstable Donald Trump, tariff coin. People just going wild with it for little pump and dump schemes, but nothing really good happening right now. And we're going to have to go through some of these news stories here because it's just absolutely insane. Here. I'm going to try to do a good job and keep my cigar lit this time. So I may take a break from speaking for just a second to get a nice little puff. It also slows down my brain a little bit, which is pretty good. So here's one of the stories. Crypto.com CEO calls for probe into exchanges after $20 billion of liquidations. Crypto CEO Chris has called for a regulatory investigation into exchanges that suffered the largest losses following a record $20 billion in crypto liquidations over the past 24 hours. In a Saturday post on X, he urged regulators to conduct a thorough review of fairness of practices, asking whether trading platforms had slowed down, mispriced assets, or failed to maintain proper anti-manipulation and compliance controls during the crash. Regulators should look into exchanges that had the most liquidations in the last 24 hours, he wrote. Any of them slowing down to halt, effectively not allowing people to trade, were all trades priced correctly and in line with the indexes. And one of the reasons I say this, right? Binance had some issues. We know that Robinhood had some issues and things like that. Robinhood was not allowing anybody to buy. And I wonder if they're going to be able to rectify that because Binance is going to do it. Binance confirms token depeg triggers user liquidations. And what they're saying is they're actually going to refund them. They're going to refund them, right? Which I think is good. That's what they should be doing. I don't know if something like a Robinhood is going to do that because Robinhood is just more of a, they're kind of trash sometimes, right? A little bit trashiness. As far as the rest of the news, Bitcoin wobbles at 110,000. We already know that. It's Solana's turn to fill the corporate war chest. Not really. Everybody's panicked out of altcoins for a minute here. Right, nothing really happening outside of the nasty crash and that news going on. But again, nothing really too much that I find important outside of the crash itself. You can see right here, this is the major story of what happened. Bitcoin crashes as President Trump amps up tariff showdown with China. I don't think I've seen a crash this bad as far as money leaving the system, right? But perhaps the most impacted asset of the day is Trump's own crypto token, World Liberty Financial. The native token of World Liberty Financial, the Trump family's crypto platform, plummeted over 17% immediately following the president's China announcement to just north of 14 cents a token. It has since partially recovered to 16 cents. That is absolutely horrible. And hopefully Trump has some type of, what would you call it? Self-preservation for his wealth. That is a lot tied up in crypto to make sure the crypto market does some great stuff, right? Now, the block, Binance to compensate some users, nothing really besides the crashing stuff, right? That's all the news. Crypto liquidations near 10 billion in a historic breakdown or drawdown following Trump's 100% tariffs on China. I was trying to go to CNBC earlier just to find some more news. Look at this. Market sell-off. Trump posts lops off $2 trillion from stocks in a single day. $2 trillion. Whew. I mean, the whole system is taking a hit right now. S&P down, everything down. We're not going to be surprised there. But what I find that's interesting is because we have these 2 weeks up until Trump is going to cement the tariffs or not, what you also have here is PPI coming out this Thursday. And the next Friday we have CPI data coming out. Okay. Now, while all this is going on, we're kind of in a weird spot because the government may still be shut down during this time, even though we are going to be focusing on the PPI, and the PCE and things like that, and CPI. If you think about it, why would you care about that stuff if your biggest fear, which I think my biggest fear right now, is if we do slap on those tariffs to China, right? Like, let me go over here to Chat GPT. Let me put on Bitcoin for a second so you guys can watch it on the 15-minute chart just to see how it's kind of bouncing around right now. And let me ask Chat GPT this. What tariffs do we place on China? And if we add 100% to all of them, how would that impact the U.S. consumer and the U.S. economy and let's go with the Chinese economy too. Be very detailed and explain. Be very detailed. The goal to understand how to position myself and the markets during. Yeah, no, just position myself in the markets. Okay. Because I feel like this stuff will be important. And hey, Jay, happy to see my man John. Productivity, happy. I love your name, Productivity. Palestine, Colin, Danny, hey, alt season. I know, right? It's a bad alt season. Hey, Saul, Lisa again. I already said hi to you. Coinbase gave me grief. I was trying to buy. Coinbase gave a lot of people grief. And hey, Mr. Judge, I'm happy to see my man. Happy dip day. I know, right? Hey, Larry. Next week, my eviction companies have earnings reports. I bet it's getting worse. Oh, I bet so. So, okay. So here's a clear sources back picture of what tariffs the United States currently places on China, and what blanket 100% points on all of them shock would likely do to U.S. consumers, the U.S. economy, and China's economy, plus the market angles that usually move first. Okay. So 2018 to present, additional duties of 7.5% to 25% remain on roughly $300 billion of Chinese goods across, four lists with periodic product-specific exclusions, some still extended through November 29th, 2025. Oh, we're getting up to a little bit of a tissy fit. That's might be what's going on. So, targeted 2024-2025 hikes. The U.S. finalized tariff increases that lifted rates on certain EVs to 100%. Biden did that one. I have mixed feelings about that. I understand I want to protect the American manufacturing market, but at a certain point, I would love to just have some freaking cheap cars. I could have like 7 cars if I can afford the Chinese ones, right? Compared to like the American ones that just cost a freaking arm and a leg. Like, our used car market appears insane, right? But you got, wafers, polysilicon, semiconductors, stuff like that. If we added 100% to all of them, what happens? Below is a practical translation. Imagine every Chinese import category's current extra tariff goes up by 100 percentage points, e.g. 25 to 125, 7.5 to 107.5, EVs from 100% to 200%. Effects won't be uniform, but research on the 2018-2019 trade war gives solid guidance. Okay. Oh, it messed up when it was doing all that fun. Okay, well, we'll go back to it in a second. Bitcoin's trying to pop back up here. Not that it really means much, right? But it's trying to. I wonder why it broke right there. Miro having a little bit of a better day than a lot of other tokens, which is great, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to ever make my money back from Miro after all that crap that just happened here, right? Alright. Hope you guys have been doing well. Is this supposed to kick in November 1st or has it already started? No. Okay, November 1st. November 1st. Yep. Things about the reverse repo sitting at 4 barrel. Okay, I'll ask it after this. Yeah, for sure. Get myself some cigar. Keeps me calm in these troubling times. Actually, I gotta drink some water. I'm dehydrated. Water. I think I'm going to start a fast today. I don't think I'm going to eat today for a couple days, maybe 3-4 days. I ate some bad food over the last few days because I've been stressed about Mariners and shit. I might as well just not eat during the Toronto game. And the thing is really thinking through everything. So here we go. We're just gonna go straight down to where we stopped talking about this a few seconds ago. Damn, my backyard sounds like a freaking tropical forest back there. There's so many birds chirping. Oh, I closed my door so Loki couldn't go outside either. It's like pouring down rain at certain times. Okay, here we go. So direct price effect at the port. Evidence from the 2018-19 suggests that 80% to 100% pass through from tariffs to landed import prices. With a 100% tariff, unit costs on covered goods would roughly double at the dock before distribution margins. Expect retail pass through to be significant where substitution is hard. Okay. China's goods are around $400 to $460 billion of imports. U.S. nominal GDP is 28 to 29 trillion. If half of that China flow persists, the rest diverts, and prices of the remainder rise 50% to 100% at retail. Wow, the one-off CPI level effective is plausibly in the 0.3 to 1% point range, spread over a few quarters. Wide range because of substitution, discounting, and timing matter. Past work in U.S. ITC sector evidence back to small to moderate aggregate effects, but meaningful category spikes. Okay, so things get more expensive, inflation goes up. Let's see. Prior studies showed small negative welfare effects in aggregate with benefits concentrating upstream. Some domestic producers and costs spread downstream import using firms, consumers. Okay. Oh, interesting. So resourcing accelerates to Mexico, Vietnam, India, Malaysia, and domestic assembly. So basically, we stop buying stuff from China because it's so damn expensive, and then we just instead build up those factories in other countries or here. And again, to be honest, we've already been doing that with Vietnam, India. Right now, America, our corporate sector is trying to turn India into the next China because China is becoming too expensive. Just like how it got too expensive here, China's too much of a hassle, so why don't we go to India? I don't know how that's going to work, but I think it will probably do better than China. We can influence India a lot more than we can influence China. China is like a superpower, right? They have the ups and downs, sure, just like we do, but there's a respect. I don't think America really respects India all too much as far as economically, like, or militarily, right? We don't really have those. We don't really care, right? So, sector winners: U.S. steel, aluminum, certain basic manufacturing, EV makers not reliant on China parts. Okay, rates, markets. I mean, Tesla has probably dropped like a freaking rock yesterday, right? Let's see. Let's see. Interesting. Global rerouting and leakage. Academic and ECB work showed trade diversions from U.S. imports from China fall while Mexico, EU, Asia shares rise. Chinese content often reappears via third country assembly. A 100% rate intensifies this, but enforcement rules of origin matters. Okay. Almost means that China's still part of the supply chain, but before coming to America, it ends up in China. I mean, Mexico, Malaysia, somewhere else. That's not basically China. Inflation sensitive trades. Okay, hold on. What is so what so what would be the top 10 stocks to invest in if they go into effect? Crypto will get hit hard. Crypto, you won't be buying crypto at that point. Rockwell Automation, Eaton Corporation, Power Management, Steel Producer, Industrial Hardware, Made in the U.S. Pivot. Oh, interesting. Applied Industrial. Okay. Caterpillar. Backdoor plays are interesting. Firms tied to graphite, rare earths, and permanent magnets, battery pursuers outside of China. Oh yeah, we'd be looking for a lot of that stuff outside of China too. Yeah. Now, one of you guys said something here I forgot about. What do you think about the reverse repo sitting at 4.4? Yeah, there you go. See what it says there. When I saw the first reverse repo sitting at 4.4 billion in October 2025, my reaction is that it looks very low relative to historic norms when liquidity was abundant, which suggests a couple of possible interpretations or warning flags. Let me walk you through what I think is going on, what it may signal, and how I'd interpret or act on it. So, let's see. Here we go. So here's what such a low number suggests or warns of: very tight or balanced liquidity conditions. If almost nobody is parking money via ON or RP, that can mean liquidity in the banking money markets is less ample. The market may have absorbed a lot of excess reserves. Cash had nowhere else to go. Other alternatives may be more attractive. If short-term treasury bills, repos, and private markets or other instruments are offering yields or returns comparable to better than on RRP, participants may prefer those over Fed's facility, which I think is probably a big part right here. Regime change. The Fed's balance sheet and reserve regime may have evolved on RRP is no longer the main overflow bucket as reserves shrink due to quantitative tightening, balance sheet runoff. The marginal benefit of using on-ramp may be lower. Okay. When the system is drained, the system has less buffer, and in stress event, money markets may experience liquidity spikes or scrambles. Upward pressure on repo rates. Okay. So the tool becomes less attractive. Let's see. Is it too much? Just warning signs overall, it looks like, and that's, yeah, I guess that's what we've been expecting, right? More and more warning signs. Guess it's good that Bitcoin and many cryptos aren't made in China, or we'd be screwed. Imagine paying double for your Dogecoins. Oh, that would you would see people having some crazy stuff going on right now, right? I feel sorry for my brothers and sisters who got liquidated yesterday. My deepest condolences. There was a lot of stuff that happened yesterday that was really sad on top of all that. Like here. Trump announces Gaza ceasefire phases. Obama draws criticism for no credit. I don't care about that. Like here's one. A viral X post by trader Cozy Plant details how a friend with nearly a decade in cryptocurrency lost a $30 million portfolio on October 10th during the market volatility via cross-margin trading on assets including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and SUI. Cross-margin. Does nobody have stop losses anymore? Like even the experienced traders don't have stop losses, and I don't understand how that makes sense, right? Lost the whole $30 million yesterday in 10 minutes on cross margin. An entire decade and multiple generations he could have retired all gone in 10 minutes, right? I think I'll stick to boring dividend growth investing. You need money to do that type of stuff, though. Okay. The guy never had a single token of that 30 million in spot. Ouch. This is where I'm a little bit skeptical. Who doesn't have spot tokens? Who doesn't have like a Ledger Nano wallet just tucked away somewhere, right? But let me go back over here, type in Bitcoin. Oh, and Benjamin Cohen is hosting a thing right now too. Someone just opened a Bitcoin short 30 minutes before Trump's tariff announcement and just closed with $88 million in profit. My God. Trump just triggered the biggest crypto crash that he did. I mean, this was absolutely insane. Let's see. The first ever $20,000 daily Bitcoin candle. Yep. I mean, this is a fake thing, but yeah. Trader made 192 million in 2 hours. Damn. What are the comments to something like this? Yeah, let's see. He's a Bitcoin. No, he's not no Bitcoin billionaire. These people just keep on making shit up left and right. Not after yesterday, right? This isn't a mysterious selling off. Like here, do I have it shown here? No, okay. Hold on. Here, okay, here you go. So this all started back in April, right? We're just gonna skip over to October 9th. The day before this, China tightens rare earth export controls, more restrictions. If you know Trump, you know he's gonna retaliate some way. I just don't think this news was really talked about all too much, right? I didn't hear about this news, and I look at news every day. So by the time it happened, like October 9th was what? That was Thursday, yeah. Everybody's watching Thursday Night Football. So that's October 8th for us, the way it's working. Oh, they're making this much more complicated. But basically, you know, again, not many people knew about the news. What? Hold on a second here, guys. I need to stop getting out of ChatGPT. I just need to leave it open for myself. But when you see all this stuff on X, like there was a reason this was happening, right? Massive threat, yada yada yada. Large whale opens multi-million-dollar short. Yeah. Yeah, these times are a little bit off, but that's okay. 110 Bitcoin a month ago, 110 Bitcoin now. God, that poor girl got fucked up. What about economic crisis? I feel everybody's gonna start smoking cigarettes now. I got my cigars to keep me away from that type of chemically nicotine stuff. Just checked my Bitcoin dashboard. Wow, I still have the exact same Bitcoin. Yeah, that is partly me, but again, they say that, but like I still lost money despite having a lot of positions back from 2022, right? Last 30 days, my portfolio was worth $279,000. Now it's down to 226. Okay, it's not good. Now you can see this portfolio has gone up and down a lot. It's not the end of the world, but good God, right? The safe portfolio last 90 days, all that growth gone. We hit new lows, and now we're trying to stabilize. The Fartcoin one, again, this is the highest risk one. This thing is pretty much done. High risk one, Now it's down to 35%. And somehow we still have something positive here. Everything else is negative, right? So you guys know I've lost some money. I'm gonna admit it as much as I fucking hate to. Uh, I don't understand why some people got liquidated. Nobody had stop losses and everybody was over leveraged. This is insane. Okay, I'm assuming there's a lot of people that don't use leverage and they're just not talking because they're just kind of holding what they have, right? Let's see. This is from 2024. Why does TikTok have such a bad algorithm? Or not TikTok, excuse me, X. X has one of the worst algorithms I've ever seen in my freaking life. Everybody's talking about that short. I wonder who it is. That money is going to be tracked to somebody. Yeah, this was a sad story. Ukrainian Bitcoin and crypto investor Galish found dead by suicide in his Lamborghini amid market crash. Rest in peace. You know, let's see. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin go down in real time in that one. And I think everybody's not even talking about Bitcoin. What do we got? Diane Keaton? I don't know who Diane Keaton is. Diane Keaton died. Oh, that lady. Yeah. I never really watched it too much, but she passed away. Bama. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be at the cigar lounge watching football right now. I am not doing that. But I want to go out tonight. So, you know what I mean? I can't be out the whole day. I got to spend some time with Loki and play some fetch, which is what I'm doing after this stream. Mariners won. That's all that matters. There you go. Let's go back over to Bitcoin here. All right, guys. Whatever you guys want to talk about, ask me questions about. If you guys have a statement about these tariffs, some of that, let me know because I'm going to read it all here. I'm going to share my thoughts. I'd love for you guys to kind of commingle amongst yourselves too, because this is just one of those things I don't think anybody was expecting, right? We were kind of destined for greatness, 72 hours ago? Now everybody's in pure panic mode, and I understand it. You know, I bought the dip. We'll see what happens, but many people weren't even able to buy the dip itself. Stop losses under the entry point, Michael? Yeah. Must have been really deep on those things. Use Market Cipher. It's the best indicator out there. Do not predict the crash, and for investors, it's the best, I guess. CryptoFace. Yeah, I'm friends with CryptoFace. He's a chill guy. I've seen his face many times. I don't know if I still have access to it, but a while ago he gave me access to all of his indicators. Yeah, I got access to Market Cipher A, B, Market Cipher SR. Yeah, he's really chill. I got access to everybody's stuff. I got Veru trading. Oh, so Sonar Lab, Chart Prime, Flux Charts, Market Cipher, more Chart Prime, a shit ton of Lux Algo, a shit ton of Flux Charts as well. There's so many indicators though. I like making my own custom ones, but me and CryptoFace, we talk a lot about trading because we have the same type of momentum type of theory. So when I talk to MarketFace, I use Market Cipher, talk to CryptoFace, excuse me. He always says just use Crypto Cipher B, you know, because he knows what I do. He says just use B, right? And again, if you pull this out and you kind of see what happened, yeah, so let's go to maybe like the 1 hour chart or something like that. Right? You had a little bit of a sell signal hit right here, had some bearishness coming across and things like that. You hit the red bottoms, you know, and a buy signal kind of hit, well, not necessarily a buy signal, but kind of a stop loss. Like if you bought over here, you can try to exit the position. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going over here, but you have to kind of look at this a little bit different way. But it's like this. You had a sell signal right up here, or you had some red. You had some bearish signals appearing. Let's just say bearish signals right over here. But for me, I think, didn't I already have that on mine? I already had, see, I have a Market Cipher layout right here, actually. Yeah, I had some around the same time here. This one was still a buy, but that 4 hour one, that's the one I usually trade off of. Yeah, as soon as that started getting nasty, that was rough. That was really, really rough. Yeah, but CryptoFace, really good guy. Also has a lot of fun doing his trades. What did I end up getting rid of? What is this? Is that ATR? Oh, volume flow. Okay. There you go. Yeah, but I have access to all of them. I haven't seen him since May though. I haven't been going to many Bitcoin crypto conferences this year. I've been kind of slow about it all. Um, I'm getting ready in the springtime to remodel my house. So I'm just basically like, instead of spending my money flying, I'm just like, let's save up a little bit because I tend to go kind of crazy. Like, at least in Vegas, I gamble a shit ton. So there's a window behind me. I'm going to make that into a sliding door, like cut it open and stuff like that, make a sliding door, have a new concrete patio out there, get myself a little table set from Costco with a big old fire pit. On the other side of my house, I'm going to run some tubing from the side of my house over here, go around the corner through the cement before it's placed and laid down. Underneath my patio outside, where it's a covered patio on the second floor, there's a gravel area right below where I don't really use anything. I'm going to place a hot tub there, which will be pretty fun. And then I'm going to I might get a therapeutic one, but they cost a little bit of money. I think they cost like 10,000 bucks for a good therapeutic. But I'm gonna repaint my house, redo my roof. I'm gonna trim all my trees down, and I'm gonna put some grass in my yard so it looks more natural, at least in certain parts. The rest can be more wild back there for Loki because he likes the grass and like the bushes and shit like that. So I'm excited. Then I'm gonna be able to smoke cigars outside and not really stink up my house. Although I don't smoke in here all too often. Too often. No, I'm on my patio chilling. There we go. Yeah, can you imagine watching this second by second, just watching that crash? Would have been absolutely insane. There we go. Yeah, Dogecoin went down a lot. Dogecoin had a massive crash. The only coin that crashes Tron coins. Yeah, I hold a lot of Tron, but I've known the Tron team for a very, 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 very long time. A very long time. Like I literally have pictures on my phone of me drunk off my ass at clubs with the Tron guys. Like, woo, you know. Um, yeah, they're great. Justin Sun is great. All the guys up there. Hunter is really great. If you guys ever want to see what's happening with Tron, go follow Hunter. Not Hunter. I don't know what his actual name is. He follows me, but I don't know his actual thing. All right, let's just go to Tron. Tron DAO. Let's see. Do they ever retweet something? No, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Hunter's a really cool guy. He usually talks a lot about it. This Hunter? No. Everybody's talking about Tron. Tron. Hold on this. Tron, Bitcoin, Vegas, Hunter. Let's see. It's 2024. Nope, really? He's a hidden guy. I wonder what his new name is. Justin Sun. Tron Bitcoin Vegas. They don't have any photos from. Yeah, they don't have any photos or anything like that. Interesting. Oh well. But yeah, Tron team, they're great. I love them. Back in they've invited me to some really good parties. I was I don't know if I've uploaded any of these things. That's the thing. Hold on. Let's see. Let me go back. I'll just upload these things straight to X very fast, and then you can see what I'm talking about. At least from May. I'm not going all the way back to the other times I've hung out with them. Okay. Okay. Doot, doot. I can only add 4 items. Oh, okay. Everyone. Throw back to Bitcoin Vegas. There you go. I'll upload this, and it may take a second because X is shit. Oh, wait. Maybe it's going to happen fast. Oh, my God. It was fast. I see what X is doing. All right. I'm not upgrading the premium. Oh, I should hit premium and profile. I have not gained a single thing from paying for premium, so I stopped doing it. I've been trying to be, what do you call, be more realistic. Yeah. So this is me with Action CEO Crypto. This is the right-hand man to Crypto RS, George. I got to the club a little early just to say hi because I was going to pop in and out, basically. Tron had the booth right behind the DJ at Omnia. Fucking great. When the party got good, it was good. Me with Jack Mahlers. See my busted up tooth. Jack Mahlers. And me with Shibtoshi. I've come to know Shibtoshi quite well, which has been pretty good. But I wish, can I just open image in a new tab? Okay. How do I, hold on. You can see my nice little press badge in my Hawaiian shirt. I didn't get a fancy press badge this year. I got the press pass. Look at that beautiful sucker right there. I was in awe. Although you can't tell, this guy has like 50 freaking security guards by him. But luckily, I know enough people now. Well, I'm just, I'm a chill guy who likes to smoke cigars. Now, I've met Crypto Face plenty of times. I've seen his place plenty of times. Never have I seen his face as many times as I've met this guy. All right, there we go. Damn, I had a fucking tan back then. Look at the difference. I had a 10. Fuck. Vegas. And then, was anything else? No, that was it. I'll have to post more photos and stuff like that. This is back in 2024. Tokenize. I was at the Mike Tyson mansion. I just don't post that much stuff. Oh, yeah. Mariners. Man, that just felt great. Yep. But the Tron team, woo, they're great. And I like what they do. Purely, it's just that they're fast and they're cheap and they're good. And when you look at Tron's token price, they dropped like everything else, right? 33 cents. Well, let me go back over here. 34 cents. I guess the dip was really over here, wasn't it? Well, fine, let's just go 33 cents down to 30, but that wasn't as drastic as everything else, right? They're still humming along. But I've been buying them up for a long time. In my mind, I've totally told you guys this before. In my mind, they're basically just the crypto version of a Visa MasterCard. Hey, Mickey. Yeah, algorithms are kind of a bummer for me. And I like... You always hear people saying, "Oh, I thought I thought you stopped doing this stuff because YouTube isn't showing me your content anymore." I don't exactly know how it works anymore. The algorithm really kills me, and maybe it's because I'm doing too much stuff on the channel and things like that. Like if you look at my channel, I try to post things of all different types of stuff, right? So you go to my channel here, boom. And also, I have been shadow banned so many times from YouTube, so many times. At a certain point, I just said, okay, whatever. But they only like to shadow ban certain things, right? Like, I'll have videos about news and stuff. At this point, I don't care about the views, though, because I trade, right? I'm going to monetize this in a different way by building up the website, but that's happening bit by bit, right? I have my trading tutorials. Some get 2,000 views, some get 1,000, some get a few hundred, although they typically build up after the first few weeks. Have all the content here. I talk about a bunch of random stuff. But a lot of my people came with me from streaming. But it's just kind of the way that the system works right now. And how would I mean, I guess I'll describe it the same way I always do. I'm not necessarily a very exciting character to follow and look around. You usually come to me when you have a serious question that needs some detailed professor type response. And if you want to be entertained, there's plenty of other crypto guys out there to do the entertaining. Like my friend Tom, he's great. He has music playing. He has all types of great stuff. Really good guy. There was a guy. Who was that guy that he used to transform his head into like a horse or something like that? He was a crypto streamer. I think he could still be a crypto streamer. I just forget who he was. But you guys remember he would like make his face into a horse and change it into different animals and stuff like that. I could never. I don't have that funny bone. But I also suffer from like ADHD, anxiety, depression, all types of stuff. So I'm much more of just like, thank God I have a way to make money where I don't have to go into a 9-to-5. I used to work in corporate America, and it fucking just corporate America is something fucking else, especially in Seattle. Something else. But let me see. If I go over to my YouTube channel, hold on a second here. I don't exactly know where it's at. Well, let me just pull this up so you guys can see this. I don't care. I've always been pretty, what do you call, transparent about all this stuff. Copyright, not copyright. Anybody steal my content lately? Nope. Nope, not since April. Information only. Man, people need to stop stealing my fucking content. Most of the time I get rid of it. Let me see, languages. And it's analytics. Content. I'm up to $500 almost a month. That's kind of cool. Audience. Yeah, here it is. So these are the channels that you guys watch outside of mine, according to YouTube, right? For Chris Pex, I am disgusted in you guys watching Chris Pex. This is one of the old scammers from crypto way back in the day. All he talks about is Dogecoin. He made his own coin and rugged the crap out of that sucker. Vision Pulse, is that one of them? Dogecoin Technicals. Bitcoin Live, I love Chaz. Crypto Lifer. Chart Prime. OCS AI Trader. Krishna Crypto 3.0. Frankie Candles. Crypto Cipher. Crypto Dig. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that guy's channel's name. Tron equal Justin Sun. Yeah, Tron is like a stablecoin. Remember, Tron has a SPAC. Trump is on the stock market right now, I believe, as well. I bought some of them a while ago. Here, hold on. Tron is a SPAC, you dumb AI piece of shit. Let's see. Yeah, crypto platform Tron strikes deal with Nasdaq listed company. Yeah, exactly, right. Reverse merger and deal led by Trump linked bank. Okay, let me go back over here. It was back in June. Oddly enough, right after Bitcoin Vegas. All right. So you go to Tron here. Is it SRM or is it? Okay, so they did change the ticker to Tron. Well, yeah, I already knew that shit. Okay. It's been a long day for me too. Here's the weekly chart for this. All right. Had its big pop, died back down, still going higher. So, it'll be interesting to see how this does. I only put a few $100 in here, but I'm not really making any money off of it right now. Thank God I own a bunch of Tron tokens. I believe in just holding the cryptocurrency overall. There we go. Let's see. And appreciate that productivity. I like to stream. Well, one of the things I'm thinking of doing here pretty soon is, my website is going through pretty well right now. You guys can't tell, but my guy is building it up, doing a very good job. Not Wells Fargo, the crypto manual. So it hasn't had an update in a minute, but it's being built out, which is pretty cool. And it's getting there. Once that's really settled, I think I want to go back to having 3-hour streams a day. It's just hard when like the stream is dead or something like that, right? When nobody's like watching because they got work or they got other stuff to do. But I think I may just start around 2 o'clock and I may go till 5 or something, like 3-hour streams a day where we're just chatting, chilling, and talking like this. I think that'll work out for me. And then, I'll be fine with that type of stuff. Let's see. But all cooking animals, oh man. Not my baby mama, Gus. Gus, you're freaking hilarious. Road Dog is a very entertaining level when he has a turkey head. That's what his name is called? That could be a sin. That could be what it is right there. 500 buckies a month, $130,000 channel. Oh yeah, don't worry. I make money outside of the channel too. I trade, I do all this other stuff. But the YouTube stuff has always just been more of a passion for me because like I started my YouTube thing just talking about Dogecoin all day, every day. Because it was like I owned some. I got lucky with Dogecoin. And then I got a lot of hate because back when Dogecoin was booming back in the day, all of you OGs that have been here with me for a long time, you remember I said I had a plan for my Dogecoin. I said, guys, I bought way down here. I was like, Dogecoin's kind of going crazy right now. I feel like I need to have like a really solid plan to sell. So I was like, I'm going to sell. And again, I was alone in the larger Dogecoin. I'm going to start selling at 50 cents. And it just so happened that when 50 cents rolled around, I mean, in hindsight, like it was a very good place to sell right here at 50 cents, right? I sold half at 50 cents, another 10% at 60, another 10% at 70. The rest I'm still holding on to this freaking day. But what was hilarious was when this happened, I told everybody I was going to go on live and sell my Dogecoin. And, hello, boy. How you doing? You doing good? Well, you got to go, though. This is smoke. I don't want you to be inhaling smoke. Loki's over here. Come here. Where's you at? Yeah, I know. I didn't eat anything. I don't got nothing for you to take. There's no more treats. Did you eat your whole bone? Yeah, he's bored all of a sudden. But I took so much hate. But basically, I was extremely high when Dogecoin hit 50 cents. Again, this was like COVID times, right? And I ended up selling it while super high. And then I had looked kind of depressed because I was high. I was still suffering from depression back then. Well, I still am, yeah, right? But I saw it keep on going up after I sold it, and I was like, shit. But then I took the money in the bank, and I was like, okay, that's why I have all this nice, got my like expensive TV that cost thousands. I got my my studio and things like that, It's working out, right? But I just try to be a little bit more disciplined, maybe not as exciting, but that's why I'm trying to do some courses and stuff like that. But as I told you guys a while ago, I was talking to an editor a minute ago about him helping me full time. But it didn't work out. He just didn't message me back, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna chase an editor that doesn't have an interest, because you have to train a cryptocurrency editor. Right? You have to train them because they don't know technical. So when I'm saying, hey guys, when the moving average is having a golden cross right here, I need them to already know what I'm saying and put like a halo or something right here so they can understand it, right? If they don't, they're like, what the fuck is a golden cross? What the fuck is a moving average? What the blah, 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 is that? And thank you, MK. Thanks for becoming an early adopter. I appreciate you a lot, my man. Tomorrow you're going to have a 20, 30 minute long video coming your way about basically my thoughts about this week and some of the tokens that are worth getting into, which are going to be very fun. Last week, that video, if you watch it on time, I made some really good money about from Monday to later on. Ayo, people stealing, borrowing your content. Oh, it happens all the time. Happens all the time. What's crazy though is they won't like change it. I don't mind if people use my video, like part of my stuff to help educate, but if you take the entire video, just download it, copy it up and pretend like it's yours, then I get pissed off because they say it like, you know, not all of my videos have my face in them. So when they steal them like that, I'm like, hey. That's why most of the time nowadays I try to put my face in every video I can. Chris Beck's still around? Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, yes, he is. I enjoy people that keep it real and aren't salesmen. Bonus points if you're funny and have pets. Ah, yeah, right. Well, my thing is, what I try to have you do, like we talked about all those liquidations, right? Talked about all those liquidations. I always try to make sure that you guys understand the way the crypto environment is. Because influencers in my space, right? Our job is to get you to sign up to exchanges and trade a lot with leverage. And if you do that, right? If you trade a lot with leverage, what typically happens is you generate a lot of fees. Now you may be making money, but you make fees. And then the influencer, me, who signs you up, then we get a cut of those fees. That's how influencers make money, right? My thing is like, I gave you guys a strategy that I think is really fucking solid. And let me go back over here to, there we go. So basically for now, we're just going to focus on two things because I don't want to go into this whole thing. If you want this tutorial, it's on my channel. But you buy at the buy signal if there's a green MACD. If there's a buy and there's a red MACD, you have to wait for it to turn green, and also the charts look okay, right? Along with that stuff. So this one you bought, it went higher. While you're doing this, you could also buy altcoins because altcoins are usually going to go up if Bitcoin's going up, but at a faster rate. So if you're trading with leverage, you guys are good. So buy here. Sell at the resistance level, sell at whatever level you want to, but you're going to sell eventually for a profit, right? Because you can move up that stop loss. Again, I'm not going to go into all that detailed stuff. Okay. Kind of weird because the volatility from the MACD here is just going to trash us. Okay. This one right here, that one ended up working out. This one, a green MACD, this one did not. I didn't say it was 100% accurate. This one right here worked out beautifully. This one right here, although... What is this? 330. This is 330, right? Well, 330 is like in the middle. So you would have had to wait to 345, which is right here. You buy right there. You ride the wave. That one worked out. Great. That one worked out. That one worked out. What is this right here? Yeah. Good thing it happened right here and not right there. That would have made it a little bit more difficult to make money. But that one worked out. This one did not work out as far as I'm concerned. So you got green right here. So you would have bought like, what is this? 145, yeah. Would have bought. You wouldn't have hit your stop loss because your stop loss would have probably been here. But maybe if you had a stop loss here, I'll just say you lost that trade. This one right here worked out. MACD turned green right here. Went down, didn't hit your stop loss. That one worked out. Same time that one worked out. That one worked out. It's red, so you don't buy. It's red, so you don't buy, even though that one might have worked out. You wait until right here. That one worked out. You stop loss didn't get hit down here. This one worked out crazy, but it worked out. What was that? 445. This one worked out, but it was a really short trade. That one worked out. See, this one worked out. This one did not work out. I would still have made that trade right there unless there's some type of big level of resistance, which there really wasn't there. I would have missed this trade prop most likely. Yeah, well, that was also like when I'm sleeping, so yeah. This one worked out. This one was a loss because there was a green MACD and a buy, so I lost that one. Red MACD, which I waited way too long, right? So not gonna do that one. This one worked out a little bit. This one worked out, but I guess you're probably not buying any of these really because you're at a big level of resistance. Maybe this one because it broke out, but everything else, you don't buy that one because it's at resistance. You don't buy this one because it's at a big level of resistance. That one worked out. This one could have been a little bit iffier. It technically worked out because it didn't hit your stop loss, and you probably saw that green MACD, but maybe a little bit choppy. I'll just say for accuracy, let's just say you didn't make money off that one. This one worked out. This one didn't work out. I know you had resistance, but let's just say that one didn't work out. This one, stop loss. No, that one worked out as long as there's resistance. You could say this one barely worked out. This one didn't work out. Getting the choppy weather here. I'll say this one didn't work out. This one didn't work out. This one worked out only for a few minutes. Again, it's at resistance level, so it depends on if you're trading or not. That one's red, so not. This one worked out. This one worked out. So you can see, like, let's say 85. Let's say you just say 80%. This one went green for a second, so you might have bought in that one. Again, you're seeing it. Like, you got to put other stuff into it, but we're just going off the basics. You don't buy that one because it's red. This one right here. Where's this one? Stop loss right there. I guess technically that one worked out. It's kind of a nasty one, though. That one worked out. And you can, like, you could even pinpoint this to make this more accurate by only following these signals in the 4-hour and the dailies are in bullish, right? So you have that momentum kind of carrying you on bit by bit. So there's ways to amplify this, and maybe I'll make a really detailed strategy about this. But, like, I want to make sure that when you guys are trading, you guys can get some, like, recurring revenue coming in, because, like, once I started trading full time, ha 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 ha, I will tell you that bills keep on coming. But my point is, I don't want you guys to just, like, I want you guys to watch as many influencers as you guys like, to get as much information, but just understand when they're hyping you up for something, they're designed by that is to get you to trade with leverage and do that. That's what I tell you guys. If you want to go into leverage, start off with 2x or 3x. That's all you really need. If you want to go higher than that, make sure you guys have some experience first. And hey, Productivity, thanks for being an early adopter as well. Get ready for that video too. I appreciate both of you guys signing up for the early adopter phase, or early adopter membership, I should say. Well, Big Doggy, yeah, he's a fun guy. He doesn't have a shock collar on him though. Maybe I'm not the big streamers. I gotta catch up. But I never have collars on him unless we're walking out. And I do have a prong collar for him, which he loves, but people out in the world really hate those prong collars. They're like what are they? They're kind of like this. See those little barbs right there? They're not sharp, but they stop him from pulling hard and choking himself. Loki's the type of dog where if you have a regular collar, he'll choke himself to try to get somewhere, where that stops him from choking himself. Because, like, when I got him as a puppy and he was like in his like teenager phase, I tried to put him in a harness. Man, flying everywhere, running, trying to like escape the harness. And what do you call it? The regular leash? He just started choking himself. And I was like, bro, okay, prong collar. All of a sudden, he started walking. He didn't try to run, jog, anything. I was like, okay, that's what we got. And now if you jingle it, I don't have a jingle. Let me see. Okay, I got my car keys. Here, I don't know if he'll come over with this because it sounds a little bit different. Loki. He came right over to the corner. He's looking for the real thing. He's like, nope. I didn't want to make him disappointed. We'll probably go on a walk after this for a little bit. I gotta put on some sweatpants or something. It's freezing outside. Hey Walter, how do we come across your indicator? Is it YouTube? Is it a YouTube live? No, I will make it a YouTube live. It's just a tutorial for now. But I would say I need to like make another one and really go in depth for everything as far as when to buy, when to sell, different ways to buy and sell, and kind of figure that out. Here, if you go to videos under my channel, it says the best trading strategy for beginners, step-by-step guide. It's 21 minutes. I was trying to not make it too long because one of my strategies over here is like 57 minutes, right? 57 minutes. So I'm trying to shorten it, but I don't think it works. So I'm just going to make another version that's longer. But this one explains to you how to set up a strategy in different ways you can get in or out. but I want to be more thorough because you guys know I have ADHD. Sometimes I just don't explain stuff as good as I can. But I'll make another video this week for you guys. And I think it'll be good. If it's profitable, it is good. Even 10% long term is good enough. Oh yeah, it does that. Yeah. Let's see. There are traders that are salesmen. Oh yeah, there's plenty of those guys. Yeah, dogs are cool. Oh yeah, he's chill. He's really chill. Banter and Rand, the snake oil salesman. Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, they make a lot of money, right? I got here. How much do crypto influencers make? Reddit. Right. How does the crypto grifter economy work? Are influencers paid to hype coins, or are they given a peek behind the curtain? And this guy's basically asking a question. So, pure fat fucking paid shill and imbecile. Damn. I see. Let's see. Okay, this isn't really a good breakdown. Photo dumps. I thought they used to have a thing. How much are crypto? Coin law article. Interesting. Price sheet of 200 plus crypto influencers and the wallet addresses from a project they were recently contacted by to promote. Can I look at this? Oh shit, I don't know if I can actually see this, guys. My eyes are not that good. I think I have to, hold on, I think I have to go here. I have to just open the image in a new tab and then it lets me do it, right? Yeah. Username, Ted Pillows, I don't know. But look at this, look at the prices. I go, oh, there you go. Look above my head, 2,000 for a post. They only have, wait, price per post, $12,000. Tier 2, I don't know how these work out, but yeah. Make some good money. I've never been a big Twitter X person, so I've never gotten these types of, well, I've gotten the offers, I've just never done it. I should say that. But let's see. I think leaks. I was trying to see if there's like the larger influences in here, right? Okay, hold on. Let me find a metric to price per post, payment address, tier. I was hoping to see like how many followers they had, right? Tom Ginson, crypto extension. Do anybody recognizing these names though? I think everybody's using the same leak. Yeah, everybody's talking the same thing. Yeah, but that's not really the YouTuber stuff, right? Look, George promoting his own coins called Clash Coins. I've never even heard of a Clash Coin. You know, sometimes I just feel like I'm not that in tune with the overall influencer community as much as I maybe think I do. I don't really talk to them too much, but in person they're chill guys. But I don't really know the big mega ones, right? The big mega ones. I don't know how they make money besides what I hear in the news. That comment, they make money. George Clash Coins tournaments. I don't know. Like They used to have BitBoy's Media Kit. Oh, that's shopping. Oops. Oh, here's one. Open link. Oh, I want to open image in new tab. There you go. Here's one of them. So this is BitBoy back in the day. Obviously, I think he's still in jail right now. In jail, yeah. How do I? Good. Whatever. A dedicated review, $35,000. A live stream mention, $20,000. A YouTube interview, $40,000. Telegram, A-Man, Bit Squad hosted by the Cat, $10,000. Website article, $2,500. Right. How do I? Okay, hold on. Can I open image in new tab again? Why is it doing? Okay, hold on. Save image as a Big Bear AI logo. No, I just gotta go to downloads. Just do that. Oh, God. Okay, here. Save. Okay, there we go. Now go over here. Dear freaking Lord. There we go. Now I can zoom in as much as I want to. This fucking sucks. Crypto Tony. See, these are Twitters, though. I don't know. Crypto Tony, 3,000. Crypto Wendy, she cost $10,000. Holy fuck. Some of these are more respectable. $500, $400. Oh, YouTube influencers. As big as I was never part of this club, I guess you could say. Oh my God, $100,000, Ivan on Tech. Woo! Woo! That's a good price. Satoshi Stacker, 17,000. BitBoy, 40,000. Crypto Chico Crypto, 45, and JRNY. Who's JRNY? Crypto Rick, Crypto Blood, Crypto Chris. Bitcoin for beginners, $8,000. Oh damn, they get you in at the beginning, don't they? I have it on Tech though. Look at that price tag. Woo! Yeah. You can make a killing. Now I question why. I don't have no Lambo. I got a 2012 Ford Fusion because I'm cheap. I've been told not cheap. I'm frugal. Frugal. Like last night, because the Mariners won, I was chilling with one of my friends. We left the cigar lounge. We went to another bar in Lakewood, and he doesn't drink, right? So all he drinks is ginger beers. So I made a joke like, ginger beers are on me tonight. So I bought him like 4 or 5 ginger beers. Those ginger beers cost like $6-7 too. So I'm with my friends. I'll spend some money, and they'll we all pay for each other's stuff, right? But if you're asking me if I can I go to this place called the Matador sometimes, and they have tequila in there that's like a couple $100. Am I gonna pay a couple $100 for a shot? I feel that's how I feel like I'm cheap sometimes, because I got friends that'll buy that shit. I'm like, thanks for buying me one, but I'm not buying you one. Like, I'll buy you a bunch of other stuff that adds up to that amount, but I will not buy you a single shot for $100. Crazy. Do you like Bitcoin Ben in your town? Yeah, Bitcoin Ben's always great. He's always in Bitcoin Vegas. He always has his nice little booth there. Ivan on Tech, don't want to say anything. BitBoy's back on. No, there's no way BitBoy's back on YouTube all of a sudden. Let me go to here. Let's open this. I thought he was in jail still. BitBoy X.
XRP.
Oh, he is back. Oh my God, he is. I thought he was still in jail. He must have been out for a minute. Oh yeah, there's a 4 months to 1 month, so he got like a month ago. Wow, interesting. I want to start doing these types of things where I record in the car. I think that'd be really cool. But like, I don't want to be distracted while driving in a city environment, because I live like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but like obviously close to civilization. You can always rent one. Plus, anyone who needs a Lambo, your neighbors are jealous, and you go to heaven. What I want, you know, one of the cars I want, I think, is just here. I think I would love a Lincoln Navigator. Now, really, it's any large SUV is what I'm looking for. But whenever I buy one, I want it to have all the bells and whistles, right? So like a special edition package, engine appearance, Navigator Reserve. I think this is probably the most expensive one, right? How do I... Lincoln Black Label, maybe that's the one? How do you tell which one's the fancy one? Whoa, I'll go here. Build it. No, get out of here. Get. Oh, I'll just use my, okay, I'll use that. Okay. Okay. Funny enough, one of my friends actually sells these for a living, so start my build. The Black Label, okay. L. Oh, yeah, large. Yeah. Black. I'd probably go black just because I want to feel like I'm a Uber driver again. Oh, copper looks nasty. Oh, these whites don't look too bad. Whatever, okay. Atmospheric theme. Heavy duty Troya. Special edition. Oh, that probably doesn't require. Okay, cool, whatever. Included, cool. Enlightened theme. Whatever. But you know, that costs like over $100,000, $120,000 easily, basically. All right. So when I go to Vegas, I usually take Ubers, and I usually pay for Uber Black because I hate waiting. Especially because when I'm in Vegas, I'm usually pretty drunk. So I'll up it for an Uber Black. Honestly, I only Uber in Vegas, and while I'm on vacation, I refuse to pay the Uber prices in Washington State because they've gone absolutely insane in prices. Like more than double what you're paying in other cities. That's how bad Seattle's gone. Like hold on, sometimes I go smoking up in Seattle. I haven't been up there in a minute. But I go smoking in a place called Goodwill. There's 8th. There's Jack in the Box. Where be it? There it is. I will smoke in this place right here. And I will literally be there here. Oh, this is an old photo. They have like tables and all kind of stuff. They fenced off air. I'll be smoking this general air with my friends. I'll go inside to the private lounge area. But I'll go from here to downtown Seattle, right? Just right over here. Last time I did that, it cost me like $40. And I was like, what? You know, meanwhile, you go to Vegas, go across the whole freaking strip for like $25. Navigator Escalade? What do you call it? Navigator's always been my style. My friend has an Escalade and I like it. But when I've looked inside the interior of a Navigator, I've always preferred that one for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, to be honest. It's just kind of like a vibe thing. Because I'd be happy to have both of them, right? If you live in a hot environment during summer, black is going to be hotter because it absorbs the sun rays. Oh, yeah. No, I live in Washington State. Hold on. What the fuck? Is that a fruit fly? Got my window open right now, so I feel like there's a fly. Or there was a fly. What am I talking about? There was a fly. Okay, here we go. 56 degrees. We may get up to 62 degrees this week. That's going to be the high. Yeah, it's going to be great. The Waymos are taking over Los Angeles. I've heard about those, but I've heard they have a lot of honking issues and stuff like that. Yeah, that'll be interesting. No, I've tried the self-driving Ubers and stuff and things like that. Self-driving Teslas and those have been pretty cool. I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be the future. I used to do Uber way back in the day, but that's back when I lived in Bozeman, right? So you go here. So I used to live right here. But like my freshman year, I lived in one of these little towers, the bottom tower. Oh no, it's not over here. It's somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this building right here. Or no, I used to live right here. Used to live in here. Go to my classes and stuff. After that, I moved in over. These are new halls. No, this is a new hall. This one isn't new. I moved into these private ones. We get your own room and stuff. Then after that, I lived in a little apartment complex that was shady as fuck. Yeah, shadier. I think I lived in this building right here, I believe. Shady. Let's just say shady. And then I used to sell my body for science at this place across the street. I think it was over here somewhere. I think it's this place right here. Yeah, Nelson Labs. Yeah, it had a different name back in the day, but you basically, yeah, you sell your body for science, testing out soaps and shit. Made a killing. It was like $1,000 like every other week, just doing random tests for them, and I never had an issue. I had friends that had to go to the hospital because they had rashes and shit. I didn't have no fucking issues. You know why? Because I didn't show up there with cuts in my hands and all types of crazy shit. But afterwards, I moved over here off Durston, lived right here. And then eventually I moved over here, right here, 719 right there. Yep, right there. But this is not a crazy town to do Uber in. It was actually very easy because there's only so many roads, right? You go on main road and go on side road, that's it. You build up your own private clients. But the fun money really came in like, oh yeah, I'm picking you up at the bar in Bozeman or something like that, bar 9, and I just have to take you that one road all the way to your house over in Four Corners. Or I have to take you up to the mountains and somewhere where I get paid a couple $100 for the freaking ride. Or I take you over to Livingston and get paid like $100 for that. Oh, great. It was great because I primarily worked late at night, so I didn't drink as much as most college kids. Like there'd be this place called Bar 9 somewhere in here. Bar 9, yeah. Used to have these things called bucket nights. How do I... Yeah. College life. Right? Now, of course, it's kind of empty in there. But on a real college night, woo, you know, I'm older now, but you get what I'm saying. It was a great time. Toyota Sequoia. Oh, I've heard good things about those ones. I haven't seen the 1794 edition. I haven't seen that one at all. Is it worse than Crypto COVID crash? I would say yes, because the altcoins crashed a lot more. I would say yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely a lot worse. But okay, buddy, I gotta go. I was just planning to spend some more time with you guys, but I'm looking at my phone and I've missed like 3 calls, and I guess my grandma needs to talk to me for some reason. So I'm gonna give her a call, take Loki outside for a minute, and then I'm gonna take Sunday off so I have some time for myself. If Bitcoin's going crazy tomorrow, one way or the other, I will go live, but I don't plan on it. I'll be making a members video for you guys tomorrow as well, and I'll be kind of giving you guys more detailed things of like what I'm doing, my plans, if I'm buying, if I'm selling, all that type of stuff beyond what I told you guys already. And then Monday we'll have another, like, try to do a 2 to 3 hour stream on Monday and see how that works out. I'm gonna work myself back up to 3 hour streams. The only thing is how do I say it? Like it's gonna be a little bit off and on until I get this website done, right? So I'll see you guys a little bit later, and thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys a lot, and thank you to the 2 new members who joined up. I appreciate you guys the most. Thank you.